target has been Madara and Kurova, actually, because Kurova sometimes got picked early. We'll see how they play this upcoming fight, though. Darzerro, they need to find a pick early, and they do, or they don't.
Yeah, Nemezis is going to find one. I mean, Nemezis up in alts. This is the fight for them to win, to take this right back. A lot of commitment there from Darzerro to make sure they got that point, which, you know, is necessary in that moment. But now, heavily down in alts, as we're going to see 4-5 here from the side of Team Nemezis, as we're only going to have 2 for Darzerro in this fight. So, can Nemezis take this back and pull the first map through? Cray's going to find velocity instantaneously in this fight. Here comes the portal of Madian on a smash. Ricky on a Amazing, and that should be enough here as the numbers are dwindling. 55% for Darzerro. It is already in a dangerous position for them, but out goes the Eternal Bot from Velocity to try to keep them in this fight. That all is going to buy some time, and Aphobia goes up. Down goes the Kraken, it back immediately. Jeff going to find
Jeff. Amazing not able to find eliminations because they layered on ultimates onto a Lunasto dance floor, but Nemezis, they're trying to just win out here just through ultimate advantage. We'll see if they can close out with that Ultron's Raid.
Really early on in this fight, Amazing trying to get some pressure out there, but it will not be enough. I think point should go to the side of Nemezis. If you had any questions, folks, about the composition of why they're banning Ultron, just look over at Amadian, holding on to that MVP so far, 13-0 after map 1. Damage boosted there by Dinks. That combination at this level of play is a huge threat, and that's why you see that banning. At least one of the 2 banned out, typically in the ban phase. But wow, Nemezis, great job in that early fight. Well done again by Melophobia. Oda's impunity. They are still maintaining this presence on the point, but at this point, it's looking like Nemezis is up once more as Amadian takes out Amazing.
Yeah, Rai was drawing eyes off, but 2 members of Team Nemezis came back to peel for him, and now they have Ultron's Rage. Ayabagamota comes out, only connects onto Ricky, but it might be enough. They find one. He also has the drone from his Ultron at the back line. They're keeping him alive, but eventually he falls, and here comes a Meteor M.
Oh, good idea there, looking towards the sky, and here goes Melophobia. Dink's gonna find Smash. Nemezis coming back after losing one to the eye. And one of the big benefits here recently to Bucky is the ground on the punch. Bucky now has another resource to make sure Dive cannot escape, so making sure you have that punch ready too, it just absolutely shuts down that move, and you gotta make sure, if you're trying to make a play, that you know where Bucky is at all times. But when you're just trying to stagger to get to point like that, there's sense of these 2 heroes when it comes to Mantis and Ultron at the high level. Here is a good example of why.
Yeah, man, I don't think we're going to see any meta shift for a while unless there's some crazy patch that happens where everything is reverted. And, you know, like I kind of talk about this with the people about talking like, okay, you know, strategists are so strong in the game. You know, why don't we just nerf them, right? Why are we not just nerfing strategists as an overall unit? It's because, you know, I think the problem is the difficulty is with doing this is because the game has been in beta. The duelist priority, its appearance today in North America, but right now we had the triple strategist, triple Vanguard comp on defense.
Yeah, but it's not as close. I think the team just kind of took off from the right side door, and that's not a horrendous idea for the side of Darzerro. I kind of like that thought process, but there is a ton of pressure already from the side of Scatter under Impunity, who does find a way out. Stuck in the corner there is Madara, who does manage to get out. Smash gonna find 3 with the spin as Ricky, Amadian, and Dinks go down from the side of Darzerro, doing a good job. Amazing on the Magic, getting another multi-KO, just popping off here as he find another pick as Scatter goes down. Amazing on the Magic. I'm sure Magic mains everywhere are rejoicing, putting on an absolute clinic here with the Dark Child.
Yeah, I mean, they ban out the Star-Lord as well to give Smash that constant pressure alongside Amazing. He can go for the dives with him alongside Impunity. And if this continues, right, Nemezis with their triple strategist composition could potentially get countered at the current moment. Like you said,
Canadian gonna find 2 more, shoving them back into the spawn door. Kurova and Velocity gonna reset with the team, getting ready to go again. Nemezis on the defense now will be up in alts with 3 ready for this next fight. We'll see Amazing, if that, available for this next attack. So good retake by Nemezis, still holding on to ult advantage, and they do not want point 2 to go to the side of Darzerro. This is a very defensible position.
Yeah, unless specific members are feeding on the side of Team Darzerro. Oh, Amadian gets grabbed, but nope, into the sky and back down. Madara
that understands just making sure that even though they're down in momentum, they do not overcommit, and that is so important at this level of play. Alts are so valuable. So if you overcommit on a fight that, you know, as we just saw there with Jeff, unfortunately lost the fight, and you commit with Jeff ult, that's just so much of a downside. Oh, as we see Jeff gonna find 2 from Melophobia. Can they get off the map? He does find 2 with a decent trade there on Kurova and Amazing. So well done by Melophobia. Dink's gonna find Velocity, and Nemezis once again are gonna be holding on to this point and are roughly even in alts.
Yeah, you can see Darzerro is a little off base with each other, right? Velocity commits the ult. They're also getting staggered now with Madara, and man, this looks bad. Like, it was going so well. Now on the backside,
even, we'll see almost the same throughout the progression of this fight. It's all about this first pick. As we see a dive early on, and we see Impunity gonna pop the Feast of the Abyss. Does that find any success? Damage boost goes out. Ricky gonna ult up. Craze getting ready for the combination. The Venom does take out Velocity early for Darzerro. Right, Amazing finds Dinks with Craze. Throw out of the Wolverine with Melophobia, but Craze and Melophobia could not make that work, but a great idea towards the back line there.
Yeah, difference of opinion too. I mean, great points, because right now, you know, we saw Nemezis on their attack go for backline first. In this case, looking for Groot with that Wolverine. Pulled off though yet again. We can see why Invisible Woman's so strong, but not strong enough to say Groot in that fight, unfortunately, with the damage output from that Storm alongside the Wolverine. And they just walk through now after they find another member. The res coming out too late. Nemezis walked this cart forward. Everybody else went the cart to the lane now for a little bit longer.
Yeah, this is more of a traditional attack through triple composition. You'll see something like the Wolverine. You'll see the Storm damage boost. Imadian doing well there too. Typically, you might see like a Moon Knight or a Punisher to help pressure through something like Groot, but they elected to just stick to the Wolverine Storm, which I don't think we've seen a combination of too much yet. Smash gonna find Ricky though on the defensible side of Darzerro on the retake, and this is what you want to see on triple. You want to take this fight right here by the bridge with a portal. So great job there to buy more time. Imadian gonna come in now on the attack with the Hurricane. Will this find value? Is going to put a lot of pressure out. Melophobia going to find Kurova on their attack. They're still moving right. Amazing with the res, though. And that was a very aggressive BRB over there on the right side. Scatter going to find Right Amazing. 2-3 on a Kurova and Velocity. Scatter showing up in that moment. Make it 4. Why not almost 5 as they keep this train rolling with 2 minutes and 20 on.
And this is like that Envy game we saw last. You know, Kurova's so close to that invisible boundary. Could have maybe stayed alive if he got it during that strangling prison. But you have strat results in this fight. Did you take early enough fights on triple Vanguard, triple strategist? That's what we're going to learn right now as we have 2 minutes in the last phase of the map.
Yeah, I don't think they're going to be able to retake the touch. They do get someone on holding at the moment. As, yeah, they are able to commit with the touch. Ryan Amazing going to res up Velocity. We see an early pick again in there with the, oh my goodness, immediately Melophobia going to find Ryan Amazing. Smash onto Dinks. The last stand finds one, but it is matched right back. Numbers roughly even, I believe, at the moment. Nemezis, we're down 1. I still think they're holding here for the side of Darzerro, but they are going to have to drop back very low now. We will see them walk through as Nemezis keeps that pressure. Craze making Melophobia with 2 apiece. Amadian going to clean up Kurova, and Nemezis once again looking really good, and they have 4 minutes here on to point 2.
There's just too much damage. Kurova also going down on the invisible boundary, and we move into the second phase of the map with nearly 4 minutes. Darzerro, they got to figure something out, man. It's felt really hard, I think, for this back line from Darzerro, and it's because, yeah, the damage boost numbers are just too much from Imadian.
Kurova, right, Amazing going to find one on a Craze, but at that point, it's a little too late, I believe, as Madara falls 2 Dinks on a Right Amazing, and wow, Nemezis, after that first map on Dom, have been just absolutely keeping it together here, and here we go once more with the Hurricane out for Imadian. Ton of damage outmatched by the boundary from Kurova, keeping them in the fight.
Yeah, they're still here, but now they're all caught by Scatter. Scatter goes low. Does the healing keep him alive? It's only on to Impunity, who is doing a great job stalling the point, and somehow they might still be in it. They lose Impunity finally, but I have Okamoto! Oh my god! With those spawns being so close, and then also, I mean, the only reason I feel like we were in that very end is because of Smash and because of Impunity, right? We were seeing those dives come through with the Venom, right? Nemezis's combinations with Scatter was beautiful, but you know, when Smash saves his teammate with the very, very end of his Jeff ultimate alongside Ryan Amazing to make sure he's still alive. Also taking eyes away from the main line, right? Melophobia was popping off, but he could have popped off harder if we didn't have Smash on those flanks, just constantly taking eyes from Melophobia away from that front line. I think it was just beautiful work from both Impunity.
It's been going crazy here with the Bucky.
Yeah, absolutely. This is sort of the storyline of this matchup and how it is for new teams compared to older teams like Team Nemezis, right? We see that the way that Darzerro won is through incredible mechanics, right? They just would randomly pull something out of their hat and just like be able to get eliminations and KOs, right? Impunity stalling for 20 years on Venom, then coming back in time for Kurova with an invisible boundary, right? And then also Smash, you know, coming through with that ult, like you mentioned. The only way this team was really winning was just through worked on to counter Jeff's instead of banning it because he went.
Sentinels, welcome in, Aramori. How you doing with